A lot of people would say the turning point was possibly the decision to kick that field goal. After the game, head coach David Culley said the thought process behind that was that he wanted to make it a two-score game.
So America's kind of fallen in love with Joe Burrow, not only his swag, but the way he treats his teammates, how inclusive he is. What did you see from your vantage point at LSU when you were coaching him about his leadership on and off the field?
He's a Pied Piper. Everybody believes in Joe.
One of the things that head coach David Culley has said that he wants this Texans team to work on is consistency. And perhaps nothing illustrates inconsistency more than the fact that the Texans were able to beat a very good Tennessee Titans team last week and then lose to the Jets this week. The Texans with a 14-3 lead early on until 18 unanswered points by the Jets.
We have Tom Brady, who's like, will I or won't I come back?
You're not feeling this, are you?
You'll never know. Kyler Murray deleting all of the Instagram posts that involve the Cardinals and then giving out a weird statement. Russell Wilson kind of does the cheesy and the hugging Pete Carroll, everything's fine, but we know everything's fine.
But his agent says otherwise.
Right, and then, of course, Aaron Rodgers and everything that he has said about the Packers.
Hey, Ari, yeah, the Texans defense needs to be recharged, revamped, more aggressive, pretty much everything that they weren't against the Bears and, quite frankly, the week before that against the Colts.
Yeah.
Warren Moon joining us on Vanessa and Gallant, ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Warren, I think it's clear at this point Deshaun Watson is probably not going to play again for the Texans for a lot of different reasons. What were your thoughts and your impressions of Davis Mills during this rookie year?
You know, I was really impressed.
Well, it's widely regarded as one of the most lopsided trades in NFL history. 1 year ago today, DeAndre Hopkins was traded to Arizona for, as Michael Irvin put it, a ham sandwich. David Johnson and a pick, all Houston got for one of the greatest to ever put on a Texans uniform. All right, some news within the last hour. Texans right tackle Charlie Heck has been placed on the reserve COVID list. Since he's vaccinated, he could still play if he gets 2 consecutive negative tests. If not, look for Houston to possibly slide Titus Howard from left guard to right tackle or have Marcus Cannon in the spot as he was activated from the PUP list last week.
Number 12.
You're listening to Vanessa and Gallant on ESPN Radio. Houston, we're talking about Jeremy Fowler's report post-Super Bowl that the Vikings could be a landing spot for Deshaun Watson. What's fascinating about this is kind of what you were talking about. They do have the draft capital to possibly get Deshaun Watson. But it also, to me, indicates that he could be a little bit more open-minded than we thought. Because if you remember when all of this started, and I'm not talking about the allegations against him, I'm talking about when he indicated that he wanted out of Houston, the rumor and the speculation and the reports and people, you know, what I heard from his camp was that he wanted to be in a bigger city. That's why you were hearing about Miami. It's why you were hearing about Philadelphia. People threw around Vegas, whatever. To me, if he's willing to go to Minnesota and play for the Vikings, it's cold weather. It's not a huge market. They've got a new coach. So to me, remember, Deshaun Watson has that no trade clause. It indicates that he could possibly be a little bit more open-minded than what we thought about where he goes.
There are few things in sports as iconic as the Detroit Lions Thanksgiving Day game. And this year, the Houston Texans couldn't be more excited to be part of such a long-standing tradition. So what comes next? Well, sources tell me JJ is not retiring, and he kind of hinted at that in his video, saying he's excited for his next opportunity. He gets a head start on free agency, and as you can imagine, the internet is going crazy with speculation of where he will end up.
Joe Burrow gives you so much credit for really changing his career and really elevating his game. What was it like to, you know, obviously wasn't the result that you would have wanted, but what was it like to see him playing on that big stage?
Yeah, tears sort of come down my eyes when I saw him walk out as captain, to be honest with you.
The Houston Texans are playing for pride. They're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, but it couldn't be more different for the Indianapolis Colts. They're still in the running of a very congested AFC playoff picture. Yeah, Deshaun Watson has been pretty quiet through these allegations. He released one statement towards the beginning of it all, but hasn't given details on his side of the story. Now, multiple sources close to Watson tell me Watson did have sexual contact with some of the accusers. So I asked Mark Ingram what is special about this group, and he said those veterans that we have, these guys on one-year deals, we all have chips on our shoulder and we have something to prove.